First tonight on our news weekend, Fresh Creek Andros residents were without power this morning after a blaze broke out at the power station. While the situation is contained, BPL lost a trailer unit. How the power giant plans to make it up to customers, plus a vacation in paradise turns deadly. An American man lost his life Sunday morning in a boating accident in waters near Paradise Island. We've got details from police tonight. And lights, camera, action. All right, Daniel Miller is back with scenes from the star-studded red carpet at the Caribbean Music Awards. Our news, the weekend edition, starts right now. Welcome to our news, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Berthany McDermott. A blaze ripping through a trailer unit at Bahamas Power and Light's Fresh Creek Andros power station early this morning. Videos flooding into our newsroom showing shocked residents standing by watching the flames. In a statement, BPL confirmed a rental generator from Grand Bahama was secured and is expected to be transported to Andros today to provide much-needed relief to those customers. BPL Northern Region and Family Island Division Manager Marvin Green telling us not all was lost in the fire.
But the team has been fighting feverishly, and they were able to secure the power station, the main power station. Of course, it is still impacted and rendered out of service, but they were able to save the structure and the additional units on the inside. We would have lost some switchgear and cabling, obviously, but at least the team, through their efforts, were able to secure the building.
As for the way forward, Green says the team is moving to get the much-needed equipment on the island to help speed up the restoration process.
We're working now to mobilize and bring in assets from sister islands and other vendors to make sure that we can get this situation addressed as quick as possible. We do have intentions to try and feed from the other North Station. And so we're assessing that now so that we can bring some relief to the customers in the interim while we try to work on this emergency.
Power woes in the Abacos may soon come to an end. BPL officials say 4 new generators are being added to the power grid and repairs at the major power plant are nearing completion. A statement issued by BPL says a brand new and a refurbished generator have been installed in Hopetown, while a single generator was installed in Manowar Key. Over in Guanakey, a brand new machine is en route and will serve both Guanakey and neighboring Scotland Key. Meanwhile, an additional generator is scheduled to arrive this weekend in Grand Key. BPL has said it's also working on the power station in Wilson City, where one of 3 units is undergoing repairs and a 4th is being retrofitted. Abaco has been rocked by frequent power outages in recent weeks, leaving residents frustrated due to major disruptions to their daily lives. Green says once all power generation units have been brought online, Abaconians can look forward to more reliable power on the island. An American man is dead tonight as police probe a boat accident Sunday morning. Police tell us shortly after 11:30, officers from the Marine Support Branch responded to a collision involving a boat and a jet ski in waters of Paradise Island. According to police, the American man driving the jet ski was found unresponsive with visible injuries. Medical personnel examined him and found no vital signs of life. The Free National Movement is hitting back at the Prime Minister who called the party's 10-point crime plan plagiarism, a copy of the PLP's plan. Now, F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands is calling the PM's response absolute rubbish, arguing the PLP should just admit to liking some of the points listed. Crime has long been a top concern for Bahamians. Early in the year, crime surged, prompting the Davis administration to announce a 5-pillar crime strategy.
And we want this administration and all of the armed forces to succeed. That said, for the Prime Minister to suggest that a carefully thought out plan is somehow a cut and paste of their plan is absolute rubbish. It is absolute rubbish. And so, if they like some of the ideas, they just need to simply say so.
Sands says the F&M has offered to assist in the fight against crime, but he believes the governing PLP doesn't seem interested.
The public considers that crime And the fear of crime is one of the biggest issues in the Bahamas today. And we ought to be working together to deal with the scourge of crime.
Some F&M supporters were caught off guard Thursday night after a group of supporters dressed in shirts that read Freetown Wants Blue showed up to the party's ratification event on Thursday night. The party ratified 7 candidates, including Lincoln Deal, who will represent the Freetown constituency. Andrew Blue Johnson was one of the F&M hopefuls looking to get the party's nod for the northern New Providence seat. But the F&M went with Deal instead. It seems the group left after he was announced. Deal supporters were vocal about their support for him.
Mr. Deal is the man. That's the man. Our main concern is Wayne Monroe has to get his out of there. We have done anything for the community, and we have finished with him. We are tired of him. We don't need to be there. He's a bad representative, and he's a bad national security minister.
Former Freetown Member of Parliament and Tourism Minister Dionisio D'Aguilar says he supports Lincoln Deal. We asked him about Johnson and his supporters. D'Aguilar says the F&M is a party that allows members to express themselves.
He has a view. The party didn't agree with it. And we have Lincoln Deal as our candidate to represent the pre-national movement in Freetown. And you know, we love everybody that's an F&M. And especially those from Freetown. We're going to work with everybody and be victorious. Yeah, we better watch out. That's the lobby coming.
The crisis in Haiti is still a hot topic in the region, and it was at the center of discussion in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday during a CARICOM Eminent Persons Group meeting. The group met at the Washington, D.C. headquarters of the Organization of American States to continue their quest to create a roadmap for stability and peace in Haiti. The coordination meeting, chaired by OAS Secretary General Ambassador Albert Ramdin, brought together the Haitian Prime Minister, the United Nations Assistant Secretary General, and the CARICOM EPG team that includes former Prime Minister Perry Christie. The CARICOM EPG team also attended the second meeting of the OAS Group of Friends of Haiti. The meeting came just weeks after Vladimir Parissin assumed office as Haiti's national police chief. Haiti has been challenged as gangs continue to dominate the capital, while Haiti's police and army, even with limited UN support, remain stretched thin. Meanwhile, the Bahamas is actively contributing to regional security efforts. Since October 2024, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force has deployed troops to join a multinational mission supporting Haitian police and working to restore peace. When Our News Weekend comes back from the break, beefing up support. The Ministry of Social Services is expanding its Empowerment Hour program. We'll tell you who they are partnering with. And from the Bahamas to global kitchens, how a Grand Bahamian is making it big, chefing up dishes for some of the biggest names worldwide. The details when Our News Weekend returns.
Diet-friendly special.
The Ministry of Social Services is expanding its Empowerment Hour program, collaborating with the Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church. First started in May, its goal is to assist children with homework, educate them on the importance of climate change, and serve as a mental outlet, preventing them from turning to crime. Social Services Minister Miles Lorota says it's new partnerships like this that have allowed the program to not only survive, but flourish.
Additionally, we have collaborated with almost 100 organizations, businesses, and private citizens to successfully execute the Empowerment Hour program. This devoted and caring group of people has given their time, talents, and in some cases treasures and other resources to ensure that families and communities are strengthened and empowered.
The Good News Church will open its doors to facilitate the program at no additional cost. Senior Pastor Dr. Henry Munker says they too have their own program that the church brings to the community, one of them happening this weekend.
We're including just a little powwow session just to be able to talk to parents and say, hey, we're encouraging you, but at the same time, hey, you do 1, 2, 3, 3 things, it's going to help in terms of the development of your child for this school year. And so that's happening on the 6th. On the 7th, we're going to be we're bringing in some hair braiders and barbers to be able to help make sure our children are spruced up for going back to school, to make sure that they look the part.
Tonight on the Record with host Jerome Sawyer, we hear from the University of the Bahamas president, Robert J. Blaine III, and chairwoman Allison Maynard Gibson. They're addressing the road to accreditation and rumors of firings at the tertiary institution. Blaine explaining UB has only moved to assess all subjects to ensure the qualification of lecturers matches the subject they teach.
Now, this process has not been without its share of controversy. There have been recent concerns in the public forum about dismissals and even disqualification of faculty. What do you say to these claims?
We've dismissed no one. There have been no dismissals. The only thing that we have done is to ensure that the qualifications for faculty meet the courses that they're teaching. And so it's a matter of matching faculty qualifications with the courses that they're teaching. And so that's a process of just trying to ensure that the quality of educational product that we're producing allows that the faculty and the students are actually aligned on the right classes. It's a technical piece of the process. And that is a process of really building the educational product that we want.
For the full show, On the Record with host Jerome Sawyer airs tonight at 8:30, immediately following their premiere of Storm Navigator. Hardworking employees at Atlantis recognized for their efforts, particularly those who have been at the resort for 20, 30, and even 40 years of service. The ceremony was held in the Grand Ballroom at the resort Thursday morning. We spoke to 3 of the awardees who shared their experience over the years and what's keeping them as long-standing employees.
Once you treat the guests and treat everybody else the way you would like to be treated, it makes your job a whole lot easier.
Personally, it's all gone, but I just enjoy what I do. I've not just been here for 30 years because, it was a job. It's 30 years because this is an experience.
Keep making money. That's very important. Keep doing your job, keep making money, and you can do anything in life.
The recognition comes as the resort is struggling with the slow season, just about 50% of rooms occupied. Atlantis' Executive Vice President of Hotel Operation, Russell Miller, says they recognize showing appreciation during this time goes a long way.
Well, we have a tradition of celebrating and recognizing our employees throughout the course of the year. But in particular, this celebration is so critical. And if you think about what that means, with all the changes and all of the additions that we've undergone, for them to be here and continue to serve and be loyal stakeholders to this organization only speaks volumes to their commitment.
From Grand Bahama to kitchens around the world, our Daniel Miller speaks with a chef whose love for culinary arts was sparked during childhood, but struggled to find out how to position her passion.
Brittany Bullard is a native from Grand Bahama that lives in Toronto, sometimes, as her profession as a chef gives her the opportunity to travel around the world, preparing dishes for celebrities like 50 Cent, Jeremiah, and Kim Fields. She's also catered for big corporations like Nike and TD Bank. She told me it all started with unusual food experiments.
And I started cooking like at 8. And I'm not talking about like noodles and egg. I was cooking. Like I talking about Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner cooking at 8. Like, and even when I would make like noodles or eggs or something, I would do it fancy. Like I would put garnishes and stuff. And my best friend, and she always thought I was crazy. Literally, like I'll make hot dog with like this barbecue glaze, and she'd be like, we're 7. What are you doing?
Her love for food progressed throughout the years, igniting a passion for culinary arts. However, when she transitioned from the Bahamas to Toronto, those flames of passion began to dwindle.
And then I moved to Toronto. And when I moved there, I was working in the culinary industry, but I just wasn't making enough money. So I stopped doing it because I lost the drive and the love that I had for it because I was working for somebody. And I went back to school and I became a welder. So I went from one hot pot to another hot pot.
Bullard admits she did enjoy welding, but she could not deny her love for the kitchen, compelling her to pivot and approach the profession from the position of entrepreneurship, starting her own company titled Authentique, crafted to bring personal chef experiences to global audiences through pop-up and virtual events, private gatherings, and releasing a cookbook.
So I thought that I would do a guide on how to create good seafood dishes. So the book is called Cooking Authentically with Chef Brie, where culture meets the coast. And there's about 25 recipes with different seafood.
For anyone who may be stagnant, she gives this word of advice.
You don't have to be perfect to start, you can perfect along the way. Sky isn't even the limit for me. Like, everything you want is unlimited. Like, you could do whatever you want to do. Just start.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks, Danielle. Still to come on Our News Weekend, our Danielle Miller is back with highlights from the Caribbean Music Awards. But first,
Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty took to the court last night, and a Bahamian college football player made his debut with his new team. We'll get into all that coming up next on our Sports Weekend.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Good evening, welcome to our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty were in action on Saturday night looking to grab their third straight win. JJ and the Mercury had a rough night out, falling 89-63 to the Phoenix Mercury. JJ was struggling coming back from an illness that caused her to miss the team's previous game. She scored 6 points with 6 rebounds and 4 assists, and she turned the ball over 5 times. The team's leading scorer, Sabrina Ionescu, was also out with a toe injury. Emma Messerman led the team with 17 points and 4 assists, and Brianna Stewart had 14 in the loss. Now, I'm sure they'd like to have that one back, but there's no time for them to fret. They are now prepared for Tuesday's matchup against the Golden State Valkyries. Now we're on to the gridiron, where a Bahamian got his first action with his new team. The Boise State transfer from Grand Bahama got in USC's 73-13 romp over Missouri State on Saturday night. The 6'5 wideout caught a 5-yard hit from backup quarterback Hassan Longstreet, stiff-arm one defender, then used his elite speed to get 20 yards after contact at the end of the third quarter. Longstreet ran the ball for a TD later in that same drive. Sean also took a hard hit in the game, causing him to pay a brief visit to the medical tent, but it didn't seem to be anything serious. Strawn joined the Story program after earning a starting role on a Boise State team that made the college football playoff, where he had a strong game. The Big Ten Conference, where USC plays, is a dramatic step up from the Mountain West, Boise State's league, but Strawn has the size, speed, and toughness to make it work. And they'll be back at it next Saturday against Georgia Southern at 7:30 p.m. Bahamas time, so check that out if you can. We are done with sports for the evening. Until next time, this is our Sports Weekend, and I'm Tej Adderley.
Thanks, Tej. Still to come on Our News Weekend, we've got the energetic vibes from the red carpet of the Caribbean Music Awards. Our Danielle Miller bumps into an iconic dancehall artist. We'll tell you who when Our News returns.
Diet-friendly special.
Welcome back to Our News Weekend. Back to school week may be a wet one. Meteorologist Ian McKinsey is in the Weather Center with your weekly forecast. Good evening, Ian.
Thanks, Berthany, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your last Sunday forecast in August. Back to school. Oh boy, I know it's a bummer, but guess what? The weather is not going to help the situation, so get out early. Outside our studios right now, we're under partly cloudy skies with a temperature 83, feels like at 91, still muggy on the outside. Winds from the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Across the country at this time, we have 87 in Freeport, 85 in Marsh Harbor, as well as Governor's Harbor, Nicholstown, and in Allenstown, Bimini, 86 in Great Albuquerque, 83 in the capital. Central Bahamas, 86 is continuing in Kemps Bay, 84 is in Arthurstown, Coburn Town, and in Deadman's as well as Georgetown, Exuma, 85 in Black Point, 83 in Port Nelson, Rum Key. Southeast Bahamas, 84 in Duncantown, 85 in Colonel Hill, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, 86, the usual hotspot, Matthewtown and Nagua. Satellite and radar composite at this time. Unstable conditions persisting across the area. That is all courtesy of a low-level trough coupled with a stall frontal boundary still to the north of us. That should keep things on the soggy side throughout most of the week. Taking a look now at the tropics, where the National Hurricane Center is monitoring a tropical wave that just came off the coast of Africa. This system has only about a 30% chance for possible development over the next 7 days. We will continue to monitor the progress of the system as it treks across the west. Boating forecast in the northwest and central Bahamas, gorgeous conditions, winds variable at 10 knots or less, seas running 1 to 3 feet, low tide at 9 p.m. tonight, high tide at 2:40 a.m. tomorrow morning. Southeast Bahamas, conditions gorgeous as well. Winds east to southeast 10 to 15, seas only running 2 to 4 feet. Go out there, get all the fish you can. In your extended forecast, as I mentioned earlier, soggy conditions to start off the work week. The school week, yes, school is officially open for most schools tomorrow. So what that means, in the wake of this weather, get out early, drive safely, be courteous to the pedestrians out there, and yes, save your good shoes for next week. Wear your old shoes this week. That's a rapid evening forecast. Have a great, safe, fun week, everyone.
Thanks, Ian. Well, we're nearing the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, and that means we'll likely be seeing more frequent and powerful storms. So far, there's been nearly half a dozen named storms, and experts say the best way to prepare is to stay informed. And RTV has you covered with the newest edition of Storm Navigator with host Jasmine Brown and meteorologist Greg Thompson. The show airs immediately following this newscast on the Our News Facebook and YouTube pages. Switching gears, on Thursday evening, our entertainment correspondent Danielle Miller attended the highly anticipated taping of the Caribbean Music Awards in New York City. Tonight, she brings us all the action from a star-studded red carpet.
All of this going on around me is the energy of the red carpet for the Caribbean Music Awards 2025. And it was crazier than this. If you don't believe me, here's your highlight.
Oh, brother, shizzle. Are you little brother shizzle, man? Boy. They use the teacher. Are you the teacher? Oh my God. Are you the teacher? Because are you the teacher? Jesus Christ.
That was just one of many iconic interactions on the CMA's red carpet at the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York, as we reunited with celebrity guests, met some of the stars for the first time, and were graced with the presence of cultural legends.
Have you ever been to the Bahamas?
Never, but I'd love to go.
You have to come across the water, man.
Can somebody help me?
Yeah, of course. Counted each other at best of the best.
Best of the best, okay.
Right, when you told me that wait right there, I'm going to give you your interview no matter what.
Did you ever get it?
I did get it.
Okay.
You made sure I got it.
Oh, thanks. I'm so grateful and happy and glad to hear that I didn't. Because now I'm going to have to give you like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you want. But
well, that day was 3 hours. And I appreciate that so much, and I tell everybody that I have a newfound respect for you because of that. And you spoke about perseverance that day, but staying humble as you climb the ladder. How are you able to do that?
Well, a lot of people use the word, I think it's just a part of me, so I don't know how to stay humble, but I know how to be myself, you know, and what people see every single day is just me being my genuine self. And it works for me, and, you know, I don't need to try anything or do anything out of the ordinary to be myself.
Known for your colors and your style, the one and only Super Blue. I
I have to ask you,
is your main chick.
being one of the icons, legends, curators of soca music, how does it feel you now seeing other generations coming up and carrying the music throughout the world?
It's beautiful. Words, Oxford Dictionary, Webster Dictionary, all the encyclopedias, the thesaurus, don't have words for me to explain. I just had to be here and to say something long overdue.
It's Serrani, just in case you never know. You don't know, it's your boy Serrani. And I'm representing for Our News. It belongs to me. What's wrong with she's ours? What? It's Our News. Go ahead. Leave my news alone.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks, Danielle, and thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend on behalf of the entire team. I'm Berthany McDermott. We'll see you right back here for Our News at 7 and 7:30 tomorrow night. Make it a great week, everyone.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.